Hello and welcome to the opening of Aroma Sketches exhibition by Burak Ayaz. I'm İpek Çankaya from Halka Sanat Projesi. As some of you know, since the beginning of the pandemic, we have moved most of our programming to online platforms. Up until now, we have conducted, in collaboration with Artship Initiatives, online lectures, art talks. Even we have performed our storytelling performance for the first time on this online platform. So today we are experiencing a new step. We are going to visit Burak Ayaz's new work in Resonance Istanbul, which is the incubating space of Artship Initiatives San Francisco in Istanbul. Today, Burak will tell us, first, give us a small, brief introduction to his exhibition through a PowerPoint presentation. Then he will take us with his camera to see the actual work, which is placed in our miniature gallery space in Moda. And then maybe at the end of the presentation and showing of the work, we continue talking all together, or we just experience this new thing all together. But before we start, before I give the platform to Burak, I want to invite Slobodan Dampajic, who is the curator of the exhibition, to tell a few things on this project. Slobodan?
Okay, you can hear me okay?
Perfectly.
Yeah, good, good. I won't be long now to take the time from Burak, but I just wanted to say that people always imagine a future as being something science fiction, something mechanical, something belonging to algorithms. But future also belongs to the human sensibilities, if we are still human. And what is very interesting in the humanness is the tremendous necessity and reality of metaphorical experiences, either as visual or in words, or sometimes combined. And here we have an example of thing which is not trying to be metaphorical. It's just simply from a person's curiosity about the natural use of plants in medicine, family healing, and food, creates these simple, understated poetic objects. So it's great to share it. And welcome, Burak.
Hello, so this is the Artship Resonance Istanbul, where we create games and discuss ideas. My sound can echo a little bit. Actually, İpek told me to stay close to the camera. It's a quite big room. So since from my childhood, I was always into the smell. Even when I was imagining something, I would imagine it with its smell. And I was always fascinated with its connection to the memory. You smell something and all of a sudden it gives a life to a forgotten memory. So I was lucky enough, so this work came to me so that I can share my sensibility with another sense, with the visual objects. So some time ago, we had this idea to combine a story with the aromatic liquids served on a tray inside those mini glasses. But due to pandemic, the glasses remained empty. We couldn't do it. But I always wanted to carry these things to art fields. So one day I was cooking a pumpkin soup inside the Artship incubating place, and I put some cinnamon stick inside of it. And after I boiled the soup, I discarded the cinnamon stick and I realized that it was open so that I can put something in it. And I put the red peppercorns which collected by a friend. And after I allowed it to dry, it looked like as if the peppercorns are growing from the cinnamon stick. So I continued to play with the aromatic things. I was cutting them, shaping somehow and drying them. And we called them the aroma sketches. And I was giving the natural object, natural materials, a little bit of human logic, and then they were speaking in our language. And as an urban child, I always lived completely disconnected from the nature. And the only natural thing that I was experiencing was my food. But with this work, I realized how I underestimated that. And as I was making the aroma sketches, it always kept surprising me. For example, this thing, this head-looking thing, was staying on the bottom of the garlic. And surprisingly, in most of the cultures, the garlic was believed that it's the plant which protects humans from the evil spirits, and it always used for the medical purposes. And I somehow sense that there is a visual connection of the human sensibility towards the nature. And surprisingly, I discovered lots of things about the nature and its ability to transform. For example, this one was like that, and with the time goes by, the garlic sprouted and it looked like that. And after more time passed, the sprouts dried and now it looks completely different than this. And these works are really ephemeral, just like the sense of smell. And this is like a family picture. I mostly do them in the kitchen. And this is one of the photographs from the kitchen. But now I will show you the exhibition. I will use a telephone camera and a gadget called gimbal. I don't have much experience on that, but hope I can do it properly. Seeking the balance. Dried pepper, lavender, and a demonstration object from the last century's geometry lessons. Shaped by the earliest sunlights. Tomato vine, echinacea, and a bonsai ceramic pot. Earth is where it can grow. Cinnamon stick and the red peppercorn. It grows where the earth is. Dried tomato and dried gherkin. searching the food to cure the imagination. Leeks, seashell, and the brass representative of olives. If aromas can see, dried purple carrot and dried pear peels. Wind swept, but he has his magic. Sage, lemon leaf, coconut shell, and flax seeds. Enough space to live. Mung beans, peas shells, and mended and fractured brass spoon. And these ink paintings made at the same time with the aroma sketches. Smell of the land was the music for them. Angelica root and the lavenders. From flower, they learned the togetherness. Shiitake mushroom, held by the almond shells, and they're staying on top of the garlic root. No, the celery root. Found each other. Morel mushroom, dried pepper, and the silver lid of a lost dish. Sensing the fragrant memory of his home. His home is a walnut sourdough bread, and he's a coconut man with a coconut bed and a pillow out of the pumpkin seed. And he liked the sage as a flower. He asked, "What are you?" When you don't notice me, I am serving you. When you notice me, I am you. St. John's wort, walnut shell, tomato vine, and the replica of a classical sculpture experienced by a child. Thought they were the islands, but the waves never hit them. Peas and the painted ear shell. Fountain of the Rainmaker, pumpkin pit, cinnamon stick, persimmon stalk, and dried pumpkin slice with a natural wooden coaster. Their way of welcoming. Dried eggplant, persimmon stalk, and the dwarf everlasting flower. Unfolding. Morel mushroom, dried tomato, dried peppers, part of a brass jewelry. Aroma notes waiting to be heard. Haritaki, St. John's wort, and the container of a friend's grandfather lost object. Discovered flower, and it's discovered from a garlic. And the orange thing is the dwarf everlasting flower, and the base is cinnamon stick. Exuding. Dried mushroom, black haritaki, poppy seeds, brass ornament, and the painted egg box. At its scale, life is giving monumental. Dried peas and the reminiscence of a classical column approximated. Unexpected birth, fragrant. Bay leaf needles, green lentils, eggshell, hairs of the garlic, and the paving stone founded in the street where this place is. From deep winter, she came back every year. Coconut shell, dried pomegranate, and the dried pepper. And this is an ink and a watercolor painting made at the same time with the Aroma Sketches. Lemon seed, broccoli, parts of an old watch, Beloved carpets, triangular fragments, growing is labor to the time. Some misunderstood them. Garlic, Syrian roux, and half of the cup from Tribu Cafe. Connected. Kumquat, dried eggplant, okras, shellbugs, and the non-cubist cube. Aroma signaling. Zucchini zest, just one slice of leek, dried and pulled out, polished mineral. Carved avocado stone, persimmon stalk, allspice berries. He asked me to tell you goodbye.
With this goodbye, Burak is returning to his original space in the salon, and he will join us for the talk. Yes.
Okay.
So thank you, Burak. It was some experience. Very, very well conducted. Thank you. And now if our friends have comments and ideas to share, it's a good time.
İpek, can I say something?
Please, please do.
First of all, thank you, Burak. That was an amazing exhibition. If I be there now, I will look the same sculptures for the same minutes, maybe. Thank you for that efforts. And your PDF file was also was very beautiful, full of your sketches. I think İpek and Slobodan has some addings on that PDF file. I want to ask a question, if Burak can reply me. As far as I know, aromas, I mean the smells, cannot be archived today with this technology. We can't keep them for future generations. We can just maybe say some words or some metaphors or analogies we can make for the aromas. But if Burak has the superpowers, and if he can make some aromas permanent. I mean, archival. And if he has to choose 3 or 4 aromas, which aromas, Burak, you will save for the future?
I love the question. I love the question, but it's a tough one. So,
yeah, individual or collective aroma.
Yeah. So I will choose some aromas which are more general. Maybe I pick lemon smell, so it can, I think, represent all the citrus fruits. And I don't know, maybe I choose the pine smell. I like it. Yeah, pine. And smell of the earth after the rain, you know. And probably the smell of the sea, you know. The sea smell which comes to your face with the air, with the breeze. Most probably those would be.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mete.
Thank you, Mete.
I think now everybody in the Zoom are thinking about their choices now.
Yes.
Actually, I was thinking, if I can just interrupt at the end of this, I was thinking, what was the smell when I entered this space 2 weeks ago? There was this beautiful smell coming from the kitchen, from the soup. It was exotic, and it was all over the place, giving it some extra feeling to the person. What was it? I forgot to ask what was it. But...
It was the magic of the saffron, nothing else.
Oh, okay, that's the one. Thank you.
May I say something?
Please, Dennis, please.
It was beyond beautiful for too many reasons. I will say, first of all, just the gentleness of your voice and your manner and your sculptures, if I can call them that. But also, I think we all know this, our relationship to smell is the one that is the most reliable in our memory. If we smell something that we haven't smelt in 50 years, we're suddenly in our grandmother's house or something like that. So we are very attached to odors or perfumes or smells. The other thing, the peculiarity of Zoom, which has brought us together in a very unique fashion, is particularly poignant because we can't smell anything. And so you've got us all thinking about smells. It's just like, okay, I know what that probably smells like. And in a strange way, our imaginations really fill in beautifully. I really, maybe it's the speed with which you went through the exhibition, but I didn't feel like I was lacking anything. It was, maybe it's because they're so beautiful, but anyway, maybe in 50 years there'll be smell-o-vision, you know, I don't know, but meanwhile, it was very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's such a beautiful comment. Thank you.
I just wondered if you can briefly tell us about your research into the Assyrian and Mesopotamian medical material, and you came to it spontaneously. So just tell us something, what it means to you and anything about it.
So today's medicine is actually relying on what the ancient people researched and found. And when I was reading the tablets about the Sumerian medicine or ancient Egyptian medicine, I always fascinated how they could adapt to nature to fix their health. And also the other thing that fascinated to me, so finding which food is edible, you might say that some human senses are controlling. If there is something bitter, you wouldn't eat it. You would know it's poisonous. But finding which medical plant to use on what purposes, that's so interesting. And you know, the idea of they just randomly tried, and you know, after a while some of the humans died, they came to a point. I don't, that idea doesn't resonate with me. I believe when the humans were connected to the nature, even just by the shape or the looking or the color of the plant, they could understand, they could sense some of the properties of plants. And that's how I think the ancient humans were able to do that.
Thank you.
And with this work, I kind of sensed it, you know. If you really look at the nature, it would communicate to you.
Mm.
I hope the camera was stable when I was showing the exhibition. I hope you didn't get seasick out of the shaking camera.
And also, Burak tried it for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, that device called gimbal.
Yeah, so this was the second time he used it. So I wouldn't be able to do that myself.
If I may comment, it is Jelena from Belgrade speaking. My camera is not on for some strange reason. I don't know why. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
now we can.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, and thank you for the exhibition. It's beautiful and smelly and gentle and full of kind of feeling of fairy tale. Thank you, Burak.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Sloboda.
No problem. And thank you for coming.
Oh, it's a pleasure and a joy to be with you.
So Burak, what about the next step? These are half ephemeral things. How it's gonna be?
In the future,
how to keep it, or do you think to keep it the way they are, or do you need a cabinet for that?
I think the way to keep them is by photographing them. And also I like to see the process of their way of changing, you know. In every day I can see how they're changing, drying or getting rot.
And maybe at the end of the exhibition, 3 months later, the first photograph and the last photograph will tell us another story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, they are your sculptures. Some of them are still working, are still changing, like your garlic thing, and the others. Sun and wind are working for them.
Yeah.
I remember Shakespeare's 55th, I think, sonnet about marble and poetry. I can remember all the verse now, but it says even your marble sculptures will be ruined, but my poetry will remain. So your poetry about, yes, there are many good poetry about your sculptures. Maybe you keep them more detailed and more descriptive for future. If your sculptures totally went out, your poetry will remain forever.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
I thought your work was very magical, and it's quite interesting with smell. They did an experiment where they sent a rose into space and the fragrance changed. So that's very interesting that smell can change depending on where you are in the universe.
Yeah. And also smell is such an individual thing. It might be the most individual one. The same part, the two people can smell the same thing, but they can say completely different things about it. So it's the same thing, but two observers are experiencing two different things. It's really in the nose of the beholder.
I found the exhibition strangely exciting. I didn't expect to be excited, and it was because of the way, because it was on Zoom, and because you were filming it, and there was this pace at which you filmed, and I thought, oh goodness, where is the camera going next? Where are we going next? It really made it a journey for me, and I'm sure if I was there present, I would not have had that experience. So the nature of the way you've done this took me on a journey through the work. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was actually a little worried how it's going to be. Is it going to work or not? But it's so nice to hear that. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Please.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I know Burak is Eddie. And one thing that strikes me about you, first of all, I want to say I loved this work tonight. It was exciting to see it. But it's so interesting to me because I think of you as an artist with food. You know, I see you, with the food you're going to prepare every day. And as you know, I think of you as an artist with drinks. The combinations of things you put together to make amazing cocktails that make me think about combinations of things in whole new ways. And that's how I felt as we were going through your exhibition tonight. So it's just very exciting, and I congratulate you and I thank you.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see you. Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
Thank
you. We are going to make a little book of it. So it will be preserved with few words in it as well. So we can all share the book sometime in the fall.
Lovely.
And also Burak will talk about this exhibition next week on another occasion. We have been invited by Shirin Kamberi, who's here tonight with us, to make a panel talk on expression and inclusion in the public space in the context of 5th Istanbul Design Biennial. So he's going to speak about his Aroma Sketches and his project in Büyükada, and I will be zooming from Bodrum and to talk about our previous experiences on art making and presenting on public space projects. I will tell about different examples. with Artship, and it will be in Turkish and it will be online. Next week we are making an experiment how to solve technical issues and to focus on the content. I hope it goes well too.
I'm sure it will.
Can I say something?
Please do.
Okay. Thank you, Burak, for this lovely exhibition. I have never been in an exhibition like this before, actually. It's a very original. It was a very original one. And I loved the look of the statues as well. I found them really aesthetic, and some of them especially, and so delicate. And I also loved the names of them. And, you know, they made us wonder and think even further. So thank you. Thank you all for this lovely exhibition. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Would you think of drawing them, making drawings of them?
Yeah, I might. And also in the catalog, I don't know if you received it, I made some sketches out of it.
yeah.
But also I'm photographing them.
Yeah.
And also I think there are some ways to preserve them as they are. I might do it also in the future. But in my opinion, the photographs with the nicely taken photographs, they can remain. And it's like the combination of the virtual and the visceral. So, you know.
Did you do this sort of thing when you were a child?
Those kinds of things?
Yeah.
No, I did not. I always liked to play with the food, and my mom was getting angry. But I wasn't playing them with the artistic purpose, so to say. I discovered them in here.
But I can say then Burak draws a lot, and he has a whole series of very interesting, strong faces, human faces, and quite different. So he actually spontaneously draws and draws quite a lot.
Yeah.
And that is how we met, because suddenly he will be working but also drawing. In this cafe from which the broken cup came, we all met there.
I see.
And probably in the book it will be a few drawings and photographs and some words.
Can I just say thank you for your beautiful exhibition.
and for what you're generating. There's something so wonderful in the atmosphere that you generate, and that's, again, I have to say, that's generated amongst all the people who are here. There's just such human sensitivity and love. It's really quite remarkable, and the work has invited that. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, I think I'm ready to say good night.
I think
And
we're
thank
just
you.
waiting.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'm
We'll wait
looking forward to
until-
seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you in person as soon as possible, Burak.
Yeah, me too. Me too, kid.
Good.
See you
Thank
soon.
you. Beautiful, beautiful
Thank
work.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we call the day.
Yeah. Great.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone,
Thank you.
for coming.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Bye bye.
Nice being together. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.